All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. I literally just woke up about 20 minutes ago for my man PYS and this particular preview. So you guys better appreciate this for sure. Hope you guys are all doing well. Honestly, it's been quite crazy in recent times. The new year. Wow, it's been quite mad. But before we get into all of that, smash the like button as soon as you come in. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification. My man PYS, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to be back on the channel. I guess we're going to talk about Lukaku and Liverpool. But I'm glad to be back. I've not been on in a while, but I definitely watch your channel regularly. So I'm familiar with some of the listeners, and just looking forward to having a discussion.
Now, brilliant, man. Now, it's been a little while. Last time I think it was during the summer transfer window. I'm sure you're going to be on a lot more during this January transfer window. God knows if we're actually going to do some business, but we'll talk about all of that, of course. Victor, thank you so much for the comment, and thank you. A lot of people have already joined in. This is fantastic. Smash the like button, get those likes up straight away, and that means it's going to be recommended to more viewers out there. More people can come in. So keep doing that. Victor, thank you so much for the comment. Big up Miz and PYS, and a happy new year to both of you. Thank you so much, Victor. Happy new year to you and your family as well. Siddharth saying, PYS, your post quality content on Twitter. PYS is getting up there in terms of, getting news on a daily basis. So kudos to you, PYS, for doing that, my man. Honestly, you're up to date, especially with the Lukaku quotes. Wow, you were one of the first ones to unleash the second set of quotes, which devastated all of us. But thank you so much for that. Declared, lol, good morning. Good morning to you, Declared. This is the first time you can actually say good morning, Declared. Thank you. First of all, shout out to each and every one of you guys in the live chat. Great, Ehin. Good to see you. Saw you in the watch along as well. So for the Arsenal City game, I mean, wow, what happened there? At the end of the day, that's champion quality from City, to be honest. Tony Chelsea, good to see you. Sai Krishna, good to see you. Marvo, good to see you. Jeff Knightley, good to see you. Siddharth, good to see you. Declared, Kartik, Sir Daddy. I just want to quickly ask you, PYS, before we get into this match, did you get to watch Arsenal versus Man City?
I actually forgot it was on, which is funny. I had quite a late night last night, but I watched the last sort of 30 minutes, which was quite interesting. I mean, Arsenal played really well by sounds of it.
Bro, they played superb. They didn't deserve to lose. They really did.
Yeah, but Rodri with a late goal, the celebration was pretty crazy as well. Arsenal fans were chucking stuff on the pitch, but yeah, I mean, that's what Man City do. That's what champions do. Unfortunately, they've just pulled away this season. For us, it's been a lot of circumstantial situations where we've been drawing a lot of games due to, I believe, just injuries and the Rona and all that sort of things. I truly do believe that. Lack of clinical finishing, of course, but I mean, our defense is.
I think that one's probably the biggest one, bro. Lack of clinical finishing, man. That's probably one of the biggest ones.
But even previously, Miz, when we did have lack of clinical finishing, we used to just even see out games, but recently we can't seem to see out the games.
True, bro. True.
I think there's been like 3 or 4 1-1 draws, which is really disappointing. And it was interesting because the Brighton game specifically, when I was watching that, it was the first time really I felt, well, not the first, but this sort of period in December has been the first sort of time on the Tuchel where I felt the inevitability of the old Chelsea in terms of, right, I feel like we're going to concede. But whereas before I felt like we was just stone solid at the back. I felt like no one was going to penetrate us. But that's why I'm worried about tomorrow, because I feel like even if we score, I just feel like Liverpool have got such a good attack where we're going to have to beat old Tuchel Chelsea, which is crazy because he's only been here 12 months. So to say that is like it's a pro for Tuchel himself because he's only been here 12 months. But we're going to have to be the Tuchel of, last season Champions League final, digging in, fighting. We're going to really have to show that tomorrow.
Bro, you're right, man. I was doing the watch along for the Brighton game, and I've got to be honest, I was never comfortable at 1-0. I was like, oh my God, the way Brighton, in all honesty, I feel Brighton should have won that in the second half. Like, they were all over us, the way we just held on. And when the goal happened, my reaction, there was no reaction because I kind of expected that. I was like, I knew that was coming. We did not put them away. We should have been 2-0 up at that stage. And it was quite disappointing. I mean, before we jump onto this game, I have to ask you this. I said this to my live chat yesterday. I said, you look at some of the Arsenal youngsters, PYS, especially Saka. And I know you're a massive, massive fan of Callum Hudson-Odoi, PYS. And so am I. I'm a fan of Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm not going to shy away from it. But PYS, would you agree that a player like Saka, he's miles ahead in terms of, like, he's so direct in dribbling, his pace. I think he's got that little bit more pace at the moment, whether it's Callum's injury that he'll never get back to his, Sarri days. But it's Saka's finishing as well. Like, does that sometimes annoy you that why isn't our younger players, like your Callums, your Kais, even sometimes Mason, I know he's been putting in the goals, but even sometimes Mason, it ticks me off at times. Like, does that bother you, PYS? That why aren't these guys, what's stopping them from being more clinical on a regular basis?
Yeah, I think with Callum, it's definitely a valid point. His finishing isn't good. I was slightly concerned at the reaction for we had that 2-on-1 situation. If you actually watch it back, it's come to light that it was actually handball now, and the pass would have got to him if he didn't handball it. So, I mean, I was slightly concerned at the reaction of that, knowing that it was handball. But even still, the confidence to shoot for Callum really isn't there. He doesn't, for me, when he shoots, it doesn't, feel like he's going to score, and I feel like he knows that as well. So, I don't know. I think, yeah.
I mean that handball situation, PYS, he could have taken it on. Like, he could have.
Yeah, it's the confidence.
Because the defender was staying back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the confidence. I mean, he had a goal even, I think it was like when he first broke through against like Malmo or something, where it was the exact same situation on the right-hand side, but he just literally went for it and drilled it in the far left corner. And I thought, when I was watching that, he's going to shoot, but he ended up passing it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's a lack of confidence, and situations like that tomorrow can't happen. It full stop cannot happen. We are going to have to be clinical tomorrow. It's as simple as that.
No, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, look, obviously, handball or no handball, some are being sympathetic about it. I sort of said, why is the ball so close to that defender? First of all, it should have been a clean pass to Mason Mount. And that aside, you had enough room to take it on because the defender wasn't committing himself. The defender was there to cut out that pass. But as you said, the confidence is not there. But against Liverpool, my days, you better have the confidence. Okay, PYS. It was all mad. It was all mad yesterday. Romelu Lukaku situation escalated even more. I don't know. Is that meant to be a part 3? A lot of people were talking about there was meant to be a part 3. Has anything else come up today? Because I literally woke up 20 minutes ago, so I don't really know. Is there anything come out?
No, there's no part 3. I watched, but I read the quotes, and I was reporting from an Inter Milan account. He basically went through the whole transcript. It was part 2 was essentially the rest of the interview from Sky Italia, and it was all the quotes are there. He actually, I know it was the end because he signed off with one last quote, which was like talking about why he joined Chelsea, and then he was like, "Oh, peace and love, Romelu." So that was like an ending to it all. But to be honest, Miz, I every time I look at the quotes, I get more annoyed. Like I sort of forgot about it. I can forget about it, but if I go back on my page and read them, I'm like, you piece of, you know what? You know what I mean? Like,
bro, I've lost all respect. I've just literally lost all respect.
It's so unprofessional, and it's like,
but look at this, bro. Look at this.
Oh, mate.
By the
Every
way,
time
ladies and gentlemen,
oh,
please
God.
follow PYS in Twitter. This is his page at CFC PYS. PYS, let's get into this because the fans want us to talk about this live. We've not really had this opportunity. This is one of the quotes that dropped yesterday. You dropped it, one of the early ones from this particular page at F Narazura 1908. Romelu Lukaku and Chelsea. If Inter Milan accepted my contract extension, we would have been doing this interview in London. It would be in Milan. It wouldn't be doing it in London. It would be in Milan. I knew I had a chance to win it with Inzaghi. I mean, PYS, what do you got to say about this, bro?
Yeah, I mean, that's just... I mean, I've been on a lot of Twitter spaces as well, and I saw a few people say, well, that's just facts. You know, he wouldn't be if the contract is essential. But it's not the point. Like, I thought he cared more about Chelsea from this interview. Like, the vibe that he gave off on this interview wasn't good. It sounded like it was very sort of self-entitled, very unprofessional, very sort of... I mean, the one that alarmed me most actually was like the Real Madrid Bayern one, because I thought he cared about Chelsea way more. Like, I don't know, like, as you can see there, any player of one day would like playing for them. Even if you think that, you kind of keep it behind, you keep it to yourself. And I saw people draw comparisons with Hazard. The situation's completely different because Hazard had credit in the bank. He was a Chelsea legend. And, you know, he gave blood, sweat and tears every time he played.
Yeah.
I think people gave Hazard leeway because we knew he was going to talk about it in the, you know, every international break. But what we knew with Hazard was when that international break was over, we knew he was going to drag us to games. Now, will Lukaku do that? We don't know. That's why it's so annoying, because it's so early on in his Chelsea career. It's just like it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Chelsea are annoyed with the situation. David Ornstein said, you know, the Athletic said they're annoyed. They want to know the circumstances, why he did it. Tuchel was annoyed in his press conference as well. You could see he was visibly itchy, like he was trying to get out of there. He was moving around, you know. He was pissed. He didn't want to answer the questions really.
You can tell deep down he was so angry, man, that this has transpired.
And the fact, I think CFC Daily posted a quote, how we get the best out of him or something last night, and he was kind of just, you know, the fact that Tuchel's making kind of a joke out of it is quite funny, actually.
Let's bring this up, but that was so funny. That was hilarious. I mean, that just shows that, man, we need this gaffer, man. I mean, I swear, if we somehow mess this up, PYS, and somehow these players get, you know, is able to get this gaffer sacked, I will not. I can't stay quiet, bro. Because for me, this guy has to stay, and everyone else has to get, like, if they need to go, they need to go. This is the one that, ladies and gentlemen, PYS is talking about. How Chelsea can get the best out of Lukaku. Thomas Tuchel, training, playing. Training, playing, training, sleeping, eating good, training, playing, sleeping, eat good, drink a lot of water, sleep, train, and don't give interviews.
What a guy, man. What a guy.
I mean, top guy. Honestly, PYS, how important is Thomas Tuchel? I mean, do you care if, and let's be honest, in recent times, I've been trying to push the sort of prerogative that forget about your favorite players, start backing Thomas Tuchel. He is the guy who needs to be center of all attention. He needs to be the main guy. And after that, if he decides XYZ needs to go, and if XYZ are one of your favorite players, you better buckle up and get on board with Thomas Tuchel. I mean, POS, how important is Thomas Tuchel for you to ensure that he is the main person and everyone else is secondary after that?
100%, I agree with you. I mean, I've already said on previous streams I've been on, I believe we can dominate with Tuchel in a couple of years, because I think Pep's going to leave after his contract ends. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a man of his word. That's, I think, 2023 or 2024. I believe it's 2024. But I think with Tuchel, he's going to be the best manager we can find in the next sort of few years, because the market's not great for managers. I mean, really, you've only got Ten Hag looking for a move. But you know, even he is not as proven as Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel is a master tactician. He's not been able to show that yet, because I think some of the profiles in the squad don't suit different systems. But I believe, with more backing, with the right backing, with some different profiles, maybe a physical midfielder, a proper DM, maybe you can go to a 4 at the back. Maybe, we get rid of some of these non-clinical attackers. We sign some proper attackers to go alongside Lukaku. Maybe you'll find, well, actually, guys, we won't actually draw these 1-1 games. We'll be in a title race like we was. And I just think this season it's been so unfair on him with the injuries. I mean, can you imagine Reece James and Ben Chilwell, both of them,
bro.
like one of them is bad enough, but both is actually criminal. It's actually criminal.
And then the worst part is PY is the backup. Like they're injured, but then the people that are coming in for these people, like injured players, is Alonso and Azpilicueta. No disrespect to either one of them, but they just don't cut it, man. They simply don't cut
it. And Pulisic, when he plays in right wing back, is not great. Hudson-Odoi is not great. They're not natural wing backs. They only play there because they're fast. Let's be honest. So that leads me on to the January window. It's a huge window for us. We have to get in 1, maybe 2 wing backs for me. I mean, even if one of them is, I don't know. I would say recall someone, but then I get to a point where I think they're not really good enough for what we want to do. I mean, Martin is still developing. Dujon Sterling, I mean, he's not had a great season at Blackpool. Like, these are just not great, There's been talks of Emerson, which I wouldn't really mind. But then again, I had this point with Lawrence the other day. I said to him, why would we recall Emerson when Tuchel never rated him in the first place, played him left centre-back instead of left wing-back, and majority started Alonso instead of him? Like, what's the point in that? Where's the logic? You know what I mean? And we've also got a buy option on him. Leon have got a buy option, which they're likely to trigger. Like, it's not a case of he's been playing bad. He's played well. So it's almost like a free £12 million, which you could put towards someone in the summer. So
100.
From a business sense, it doesn't make sense to recall Emerson. And from a playing sense, it doesn't make sense to recall Emerson. So, Miz, we have to sign people in the January transfer window. It's a non-option. They have to be. It's not just quantity either. They need to be quality players. They need to fit the system. They need to not be someone that's going to be here for 1 year and then be hard to ship off, because we made too many of those signings in the past. Chelsea have to get it right. It's a huge, huge window for us.
Bro, you know what bothers me the most? It's okay. Everton, right? Well, we've got this picture of Luka over here. We'll talk about Luka down the track as well. By the way, we're not finished with Lukaku. We'll be back with Lukaku. Don't you worry. I'm not done with Lukaku, and I'm sure PYS is not done either. The fact that Everton had already organised a left back and they had everything pre-done and whatnot, and they were just literally waiting for 1st of January to announce it. You know what bothers me the most, PYS, is that it's not like we don't know that Chilwell's injured. We've known Chilwell has been injured for a little while, and we also knew, let's be honest, there was always going to be a surgery. Most of us knew. I mean, these ACL situations, they don't just heal by themselves. This is a competitive sport. If he came back, it'd probably burst it again. We knew most likely he'd need a surgery, and a lot of the journalists were talking about this anyway. What I don't get is, why are we talking? I mean, look, I don't want Emerson back either, if I'm being honest, because as you said, there's that financial factor. Leon's probably going to trigger that. So let's try and, make sure we get the money for him. We don't want to get into the situation where we're back again with Chilwell, Alonso, and Emerson in our team, and we can't ship Alonso and Emerson. Do you know what I mean? So if we can get some money for Emerson, no problems. And as you said, let's not forget, our Chelsea fan base have gone after Emerson as well. He's not one of the best players out there. Let's put it out, let's not act like he's a world-class left wing back or something like that we can't wait to have him back. But what bothers me is that, why are you talking to Leon now? Why wasn't this conversation done 2 weeks ago, so that you're ready, if you are to bring back Emerson, that you're ready by 1st of Jan? I mean, PYS, I'm going to be mad if Chelsea in this window are getting business done on the 31st of January. Because by then, this month is crazy, PYS, bro. Like, we've got a lot of tough games coming up. The fact that we don't have someone ready already, that bothers me. How do you feel, bro?
Something needs to be done in the next 2 weeks. maximum. I think with the board as well, I don't trust them. I've made that pretty clear. I don't trust them at all. To be honest, personally, if they set their sights on one target, they'd probably take till the third week to even place a bid, knowing with these lot. Because this is why I was worried about Digne as well, because I did a video with Liam Toomey, and he said specifically on the Digne interest that Everton don't like Chelsea and the boards don't get along. So, I mean, is it really responsible to go and, try and sort a deal out? Because I'm sure there'll be some sort of hiccups in that process. And I was worried when Tuchel said potentially, in the next weeks, they'll discuss stuff. Weeks, guys, come on, wake up. We've got huge games.
Should be discussing already. Like, discussions should have already happened.
I'm just like, wake up, guys. Seriously, like, I feel sorry for Tuchel, man. Like, he needs people in now, like next week. You know what I mean?
Bro,
do deals, bro.
People against Liverpool.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't, as you said, good point on Emerson there. Why aren't we pre-planning these things? We're so, we're not proactive at all. It's very annoying, man. The board just doesn't, I don't like the board.
Bro, I've defended the board many a times, the caliber of business, I suppose, Frank Lampard's season and whatnot. But now when I think about it, was there any thought process behind that as well? I mean, Timo Werner, Havertz, Pulisic, Ziyech. I mean, what were you thinking with getting all of these different types of attackers? Like, I mean, honestly, I don't know. But that's a different topic on itself. Sportswire over here with a really good comment. Management needs to be proactive. Honestly, what's going on? What's your thoughts about this? Look at Dean. I know you said that, look, Everton don't really do business. I'm seeing, and also Kieran Trippier. Let's talk about both of these particular players. Kieran Trippier, what have you heard latest PYS? Because there's some words that apparently this is an advanced stage for Newcastle. Even Luka Dean apparently is being monitored by Newcastle, and Everton wants to offload him on a permanent. They don't want a loan, and if it is a loan, they want an obligation to buy. What's the latest that you're hearing? I feel like Chelsea's going to screw this up, bro. We're going to end up with either Martin back, which fair enough, but it's too much for a youngster to try and carry us. I mean, what's your feelings, bro?
Yeah, I think on Trippier, it's kind of a new rumour. I think the main ones have been Digne and Serginho Dest from Barca, but I think Jacob Steinberg did say that we could sort of have an interest in Trippier. I think it would be a smart buy. That's what he said. And I think when journalists say this, like, they can't, I mean, of course you can give opinions, but I'm pretty sure it's been validated before he put it out. So it makes sense as well, right? Trippier can play on both flanks, but
yep.
I don't know what I think of him, to be honest, Miz. I'm not sure. I think
he's 31.
Like he's better than Dest as a player right now, but Dest is younger, can be coached. So I mean, I don't know. And the fact that Newcastle are trying to sign Trippier, like, is he really Chelsea level? I don't know. I don't think so. Good for England, but it's different. Atletico play different system. He's good for them.
I mean, he can do a job, but he's not like he's not a world beater.
He doesn't excite me. Like,
it doesn't excite me. Exactly.
Like with Digne excites me because even though he's not been that good lately, he was like on course with Robertson, best left back in the league a couple of seasons ago. Like, that's the sort of depth I want at Chelsea. You know what I mean? So yeah, I want Digne and Chilwell. I think that'd be great depth. But again, Miz, the right side worries me a lot because, like, I know Alonso is a how do you call it, a vulnerable player down the left hand side, but the right hand side was pretty much where all our attacks started. Reece James was involved in so much goals and assists that I think we're going to be a right mess without him. I can't lie. He was the last player I wanted injured. To be honest with you.
No, 100%, man. And it looks like he's going to be gone for minimum 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks, minimum 2. And then after that, God knows how long for him to, ease back into it. It's just a mess, man. Chilwell's gone for the season. Reece James now as well. Aspilicueta or the contract. Let's talk a little bit about the contract. But before we do that, Marva here is saying that apparently we're recalling back Dujon Sterling. This is from Chelsea Loan Army. I'd urge Chelsea fans to watch this game because Watford versus Tottenham really ain't that interesting. And Dujon Sterling has a huge chance of coming back to Chelsea. Not to mention that Nathan Baxter has been playing so well. If you want a link to the stream DM, I mean, have you seen enough of Dujon Sterling? Obviously, we all saw him in the preseason. He looked half decent. I've not followed him in the loan army scenario for this whole season. I mean, PYS, what do you got to say about Dujon Sterling, bro?
Doesn't excite me. I'll back him if he comes back. He was, to be honest, to be fair to him, he was good in preseason. I thought he was a decent wing back.
He was. Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, he's at Blackpool. Like, we want to, win trophies. Like, it doesn't, like, we're Chelsea Football Club. Like, go out and sign people. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's the sort of thing that like a West Ham United would do or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, I think people get sort of acceptance that it's a cool thing to do that we can recall our loanies, but people don't realise how big of a club we are. Like, I'm sure we've got a lot of money in the bank. Like, I mean, we've got more than enough money to go and sign people. Like, I don't know.
Do you know what, bro? I massively respect the academy, especially this season. I've started to respect them a lot more. But sometimes I do see people in the live chat or in the comments, get this guy and get that guy in, and I keep thinking, surely you don't want 11 players full of academy players. Like, this is Chelsea Football Club. Like, you can't expect Thomas Tuchel to do madness with 11 young players. And honestly, that's when it bothers me. But I do respect the academy. Like, there is some serious talent. I want to ask you about Harvey Vale, bro. Do you think that it kind of annoys me that we're not considering him to a certain degree in the left wing back position, because I feel like he could possibly be a rotational player there. He could do a job. Any thoughts on that, PYS?
Personally, I think he's more in the attacking sense. I'd like to see him play more over Barkley. I think for the wing back positions, you need to be solid defensively. I think that would be really harsh on him. I think it's a lot of workload as well. Constantly sprinting back and forward. It's not just defense, it's attack. Because there's a misconception that we defend. People call Tuchel like Tucheliban and all that. Tucheliban, and it's like
Tucheliban, bro. Tucheliban.
It's like, guys, we press high. We don't defend. You know what I mean? We don't sit back like a Burnley or an Atletico Madrid. You know what I mean? People don't understand how we play football and what the system is. But yeah, I think for the system, we need someone reliable going back and forward who can really just like deal with the pressure. Like, Alonso's not a good player, but he can deal with the pressure because he's experienced footballer. Like, we can't. This is why I'm worried about recalling like a Dujon Sterling. He's so young. Like, I saw a couple of people make a comparison. Oh, but Chalobah played for Lorient. Like, do you know how like good foreign leagues are for development, like, and experience? You know what I mean? Like, French league has done a lot for Chalobah. If Chalobah played for Ipswich last season, it wouldn't be as good as he is now. I can tell you that.
For sure.
He's played against different types of attackers in a foreign league and in a different country. It's different. You know what I mean?
Especially in France, PYS, they seem to make good defenders and DMs, like, generally. Besides, I know people are going to throw their name Bakayoko to me right now, but generally they make good DMs and defenders, right?
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of good defenders in the league, and I think Sven Botman from Lille is probably going to be joining the Premier League. There's other good players. I mean, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva is a famous example. He's at our club now. Marquinhos transitioned into a DM under Tuchel, and I think quite a lot of Premier League players go there. Idrissa Gueye, Wijnaldum. There's other players that have gone there, not just from PSG, but those are good examples. So I think, the Ligue 1 isn't as bad as what people think. I personally think Bundesliga is far worse in terms of players and in terms of the quality of the league. I know the thing is with Ligue 1, everyone just banters it because it's called Uber Eats League. So You know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh, that's a trash league, but it's not.
Bundesliga, I'm very skeptic about what is going on there. I'm not falling for this Bundesliga stuff anymore, man. I mean, Timo Werner looked like a world beat over there, and look at him struggling with us. Similarly with Kai Havertz. That's why I know Erling Haaland is a big talent. I get that. But how he would do in the Premier League, I'm not entirely sure about that. But that's a separate story. Perry, thank you so much for the super chat. Sal, Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ziyech, and return Saul. Add Digne, Trippier, and Shermani. Trippier is Premier League proven and played both wingers. Yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, as PYS said, and doesn't excite us, but he'll do a job. Digne is Premier League proven as well. This is one I'm actually... I thought Chelsea will have this in the bag already. Like 1st of Jan, get your conversations done. Looks like Digne is excited. I Instagram put a story out there, tagged Digne. He checked that particular story, and he's been doing that for many other Instagram pages as well, Chelsea-related Instagram pages. And there's some talks that he is interested. But at the same time, Newcastle have the money to pay for him. So Everton could look to sell. Now, whether Digne will accept that, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. We're going to have separate sort of streams about these sort of related stories as well. But I do want to now talk about the contract situation before we get into the lineups and talk about Liverpool as well, and also back to Romelu Lukaku. I mean, PYS, what's going on with these contracts, man? I mean, I'm at a point where, honestly, I could care less about Andreas Christensen anymore. He can go. I don't care. This man, I don't think has been honest with Chelsea. There's all these rumors all the time that, the contract is going to be signed. It's just around the corner. Even Fabrizio Romano, I don't know whether he said that here we go. Literally a couple of weeks ago, he was saying that this is almost done. This is just a matter of a signature now. 4-year contract has been agreed. And now, recently, I hear that he's just testing the waters. He's not really keen. He's looking at, this January to do a pre-contract. He's waiting for Barcelona. Azpilicueta is waiting for Barcelona as well. Then again, I kind of understand from Azpilicueta's point of view because he probably wants to make it to the World Cup, and he needs minutes. Thomas Tuchel probably wants him to stay because of the leadership. The one that really hurts me, PYS, is Rudiger. How are we not being able to give money to Rudiger? And then you get people like Romelu Lukaku talking the smack that he's talking, earning the kind of money, the highest paid footballer at Chelsea Football Club. And we can't give money to Rudiger, who for me is busting his backside every single match. I mean, PYS, what's your thoughts about the contract situation, bro?
Yeah, I think annoys me as much as Lukaku stuff, to be honest, because I think especially with Christensen, at least Rudiger's been consistent and hasn't turned down offers, and we've kind of made peace that he's leaving. Whether we agree with it or not, I think more of our frustration is actually on the board than Rudiger for not offering him the money that he kind of deserves, especially if they're willing to back Tuchel. You'd like to think that he's key enough for the manager for us to raise the offer. But I think Christensen's the one that annoys me because moving the goalposts, changing your agent, agreeing, then not agreeing. Now you apparently want a new challenge. What's wrong with you, man? If you don't want to be here, get out. You know what I mean? Goes the same with any player.
Yeah.
It annoys me. I'm sorry, it seems harsh, but it's not. We've got big things we need to be doing at this football club. Tuchel, unless Tuchel has the backing, he's not going to last here. So we need to back him. We need to sort this out. We need to get rid of.
I think Tuchel's quite annoyed with Christensen, bro. I think Tuchel's annoyed. That's why he dropped him, and he kept on saying as well that I need you to now commit. You talk a lot, you say you want to stay, but show me the action.
Yeah, I like Christensen, but losing a bit of respect for him. I'm not Christensen, so it's not my personal ambitions that I can judge on, but just looking at it from the outside, why would you want to go to Barcelona when Chelsea are in a great spot for the next few years? Especially because you're still young enough to make yourself a staple in this team. You've got credit in the bank for performing well under Tuchel. And now you want to go to Barcelona, who are really, switching managers all the time, have money problems. I think he just wants to be in sunny Spain, to be honest. I mean, if that's his
sunny Spain.
Yeah, if that's his motivations, then off you go, because we'll sign
the
someone
weather
else.
is his motivation, bro.
Yeah, like if that's his motivation, off you go. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, don't mess around Chelsea Football Club, mate. Like, sort yourself out.
Nah, it's quite embarrassing, man. Just like you, I'm in the same boat as well. Like, this is how I look at it. Rudiger has always said he wanted to stay at Chelsea. The biggest reason that he's not being able to get this contract is Chelsea Football Club's not willing to give him that level of money. Christensen, however, I think he got his salary to be doubled. He was on less wages anyway, but I think it was somewhere around 140,000 per week as well. So he was happy with the money. I think the term initially he was happy. Maybe it was a 5-year term that was given to him, but then his agent said apparently, "Nah, let's make it 3." Then Chelsea actually made it 3. Chelsea actually amended it, and yet here we are. He's not signing still. That's what ticks me off with Christensen. That mate, you don't want to be here. Like, what? Why is it taking you so long to figure out that Chelsea's the club for you? I mean, are you mad? This is the European champions, and you want to go to a particular club, Barcelona, who's in Europa League, and they're probably going to get slapped up by West Ham if they ever meet them in the Europa League. That's where their standard is at the moment. They're like dwindling in mid-table in La Liga, so they're not going to make Champions League next season either. It's starting to really annoy me with these sort of players. Let's talk a little bit about this player power stuff as well, PYS, because it's going to be a good segue to go into Lukaku again. I swear, PYS, I don't want to fall for these players anymore. I'm no more lovey-dovey with these players, bro. For me, Thomas Tuchel, number one. These players, we put them in the pedestal. Enough, bro. You don't want to be here? Get lost. Get out. We are too big to sit around and wait for you to commit. I mean, is there any sort of personal affiliation at all, PYS, with Christensen? I know some people are so mad for Christensen. They think he's been world-class under Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, he's been good, but I could care less. He can go, mate. Like, we can start looking at Koundé. We can start looking at Levi Colwill and whatnot. I mean, is that how you feel as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably quite ironic for me to say, because I think if anyone listens to me or follows my page, they'll know that I put out a lot of Kovacic propaganda. Like, I really love Kovacic, but yeah, I mean, in terms of like personal affiliations, like, I think everyone's got their favourites. I just, for me, Miz, I think this has proved my point as well. I don't care who you are. Lukaku was one of my favourite strikers in the world. If you
you loved him, bro.
Yeah, I loved him. If you do nonsense, then I'm gonna be coming for you. Same as every Chelsea fan should do. You know what I mean? Like, it's even if it's Kovacic, even if it's Mendy, if it's Jorginho, I don't care. Don't disrespect the club. The club is bigger than you, and it always will be. And I love Tuchel so much as well. So I think if Lukaku scores tomorrow, then well done to him. But that's the minimum I want for you. That's what you were signed for. And that's what you should be doing. You should be having the season of your life now after these quotes. And the thing that annoys me the most is Fabrizio Romano said in his video that apparently, like, Lukaku, like, he didn't think it would trigger Chelsea fans or something like that. He didn't think it was like that big of an issue. Like, are you serious? Like, listen to yourself, man. Like, seriously?
Are you mad?
Yeah, like, it's crazy. Like, he was like, Lukaku wanted to do it for Inter fans. He didn't think it would cause Chelsea a problem. Like, what is wrong with you? Did you see some of the stuff you said? Like, how can that not be hurtful? Like, Inter fans are the best in the world. How do you expect Chelsea fans to react to that? What kind of nonsense is that? Like, you know what I mean? It's outrageous, some of the stuff he said. Like the one as well, Miz. I think the first one I tweeted out, if you scroll down, I think it was new Lukaku quotes. If you can find that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah,
I know which one you're talking about as well. Here we go.
This one here, like,
this one's mad, bro.
What sort of nonsense? What sort of nonsense is this? What about together at Chelsea? No, because I'll be back. Like, what is that? What is that?
It's like he's telling Lautaro, no, bro, don't come to Chelsea. Chelsea's rubbish. Where you want to come here? I want to go there. I want to go to Inter.
Miz, the thing is as well, it's not just about that. It's the fact that he's indirectly basically slandering his own teammates, because he's basically saying, well, you know what, actually I had such a good relationship. I miss my old striking partner. I could do this on the pitch with him. Screw the other guys. I don't like you.
Bro, how do you think his his teammates, Chelsea teammates, feel when they see this, bro.
Is that like, how do you react to that as a person? I wouldn't be happy.
Bro, say for example, honestly,
You know what I
PYS,
mean?
if you and me were teammates and we're in the same team and you said this, I'd be walking up to him going, "Bro, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you doing this?"
It's it's really, really it's hurtful. I think it's hurtful for the fans mostly, but also the players. Like, I get he hasn't had an opportunity to play like a 3-5-2 that much, but even the games he has done, surely, you know, if you're Timo Werner, it didn't work out for them two against Man City, surely you're thinking, oh, well, you know, he doesn't like me. He misses the other guy too much, clearly. You know, he wants to be back. You know,
Yeah,
it's like, I just don't get that. It's absolutely crazy. I can't believe he did this interview. And I think the context of it is going to make me more angry, like further down the line, because he's going to have to score goals. Otherwise, every time he doesn't, every time he has a stinker or looks like he's not trying, people are going to come back to this interview. And it's something that we shouldn't forget. It's something
bro,
that we can't forget.
where is the public statement or apology for the Chelsea
Miz,
fans?
he's
I'm
too
mad.
arrogant
I'm
for
mad.
that, Miz, he's not that type of guy. He's too arrogant. He's too self-entitled. Can I just remind you guys, at Manchester United, he leaked confidential training data just to prove for his own point. He was getting slandered for not being fast enough by Man United fans. So he leaked sprint data, which was confidential and illegal to do. It's confidential private data. He put a video on his Twitter with the sprints records and said, oh, look, you know, I'm not fast, apparently. He's so sensitive. And this is, you know what, Miz? We're going to come on to this, I'm guessing, in a minute. But I also
Yeah,
put a thing out. Should he get booed on Sunday? If he gets booed, I'm really worried. I'm really worried because he's sensitive. He may even ask to leave if he gets booed, Miz. I'm really worried he gets booed. He's so
bro,
sensitive, bro. He can't take this criticism. He never has been able to. He's a
bro.
very, you know, he's a very strong individual who thinks he's great. And when he doesn't get that praise, he sulks, he whines, he leaks data, he does interviews. You know what I mean?
Bro, this is what I tweeted early UK time today. I said, "Dear Chelsea fans, I sincerely ask you lot to never criticize Big Rom. His ego can't handle it, and frankly, I don't want him to orchestrate another Netflix original. Simply nod your head and give him the vibe that he's prime Messi Ronaldo-esque caliber. Let's be professional." It's exactly what you just said. This guy is a problem, bro. This guy is seriously a problem. He a little bit of an adversity and he's gone out there and orchestrated his own interview. PYS. He did not take any advice from the manager. He did not take any advice from his own agent. He just called up random Sky Italia, sat down, and just said whatever he cannot take criticism. He cannot take anything that's against him. It hurts his ego. His ego is effing big. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
worried as well, like you. And I'm being serious. I think he's going to get booed, bro. I think he's going to get booed. He really will be.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, Miz. I'm stuck in two minds on it. I think when his name gets read out, I think he might be booed. But I think in terms of, you know, being on the ball, I don't believe he's going to get booed because I think people around him will be like, oh, shut up, support the team. He's starting, you know what I mean? But in terms of when the name gets called out and things like that, because they obviously do that before the game, I think he might get booed because people will realise, oh, yeah, let's boo him a bit because of what he done. But yeah, but saying that, I don't know. I mean, these fans booed Jorginho and sorry for way less, way less.
Bro, oh my God.
So it's kind of if they don't boo him, then it's kind of hypocritical, really, isn't it? You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah. Can you imagine, bro, if this was Jorginho? Look, we get mad when
Oh my
Jorginho's
God,
agent starts talking about going
bro.
back to Italy. Imagine if this was Jorginho talking this kind of smack, you know, creating his own interview. Jorginho would have been, I'm sorry to say this, I think he would have been harmed, like physically.
Fans would have lost their shit if Jorginho did this. I think it's because a lot of people like Lukaku that it's kind of like hit them back a bit. And I saw, you know, your tweet about the context thing was just brilliant because I read that and I thought there's like 6 or 7 points there where you can't argue. But I was going into Twitter Spaces and I was thinking, I was saying, oh, it's actually quite professional, it's actually quite refreshing that he's come out because now more people will start to talk and the game needs to evolve and people need to speak their mind more. You can speak your mind without disrespecting people. You can say you're unhappy with the situation without slandering Chelsea fans and saying Inter Milan fans are the best, and slandering your own teammates and saying, you know, indirectly, basically, I only came here because of the money, because Inter Milan didn't offer me enough. So, you know, I went to Chelsea because, you know what, I couldn't get to go to Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. So, you know, I'll just fall for Chelsea. You don't just fall for Chelsea. You don't just, Chelsea's not just the, oh, I'll go there. Like,
Bro, honestly, I can't forgive him for that, bro. I really can't forgive him, bro. It
you know
still hurts
what?
me, man.
You
It
know
still
what?
hurts me.
One more thing I want to say on this guy is the hypocrisy of him is disgusting. The thing that's most annoyed me is in the summer he said, "This is like my dream. I'm back. I've got unfinished business." How dare you then go and basically say in this interview, actually, I'm only really here because you know, Inter Milan didn't offer me a new contract. Don't lie to you. Don't lie to us. Don't lie in these interviews. Don't lie. You know, that's one thing that hurts is don't lie to the fans. You know, in the summer as well, he said, actually, Miz, I think in the summer he said, "This is the place for the rest of my career."
Yeah, he said he would retire. He would retire
There's
Chelsea.
me thinking we're going to get 4 or 5 years of good quality, world class centre forward play that we can back and, you know, finally replace Costa. Only a few months later for him to say, "Well, actually, I would have stayed in Italy, to be honest with you. You know, I want to go back. I want to go back when I'm at my top level." So how long do you want to stay here for? You're 28 already, mate. Like, you know what I mean? How long do you want to stay here for? You want to stay here for 2 years and go back, or 3 years, then you might as well go now, because I don't want an inevitable transfer. In transfers, I want to be surprised, bro. I want to be surprised. I wish this was kept behind the scenes, but you've gone behind the Chelsea's back. Chelsea are annoyed with you. How dare you?
What was he thinking? Did he think we were never going to see this interview? What was he thinking?
Like, bro, it's not even been a year since he's been here. It's disgusting. I can't believe it. Every time I read the quotes or talk about it, I just get annoyed again. I like calm down a bit, and then I get annoyed when I start talking about it again. It's really annoying. Like, I don't know. People say as well, if he starts scoring, people will back him. Bro, I don't care. I'll be happy if he scores for Chelsea and Tuchel. I'll be happy if he scores for Chelsea and Tuchel, but I can't really fully back this guy when he's done such a thing. He's a smart guy as well. He's not a dumbass, Miz. He's a very smart individual.
But he's 28, man. He's a
he's
mature.
He's supposed to be smart. He's supposed to be talking tactics, you know, with managers, not going and doing interviews behind the club and managers' back. Like, how dare he, man? How dare he? It's just, I don't. Oh God.
This is how I felt as well, PYS. That how dare you? How dare you? It's like, bro. I know PYS. I know I've known you for a little while, man. And I know Chelsea means the world to you. And similarly for me, like for me, it's family, Chelsea. Like they're almost the same for me, bro. I've freaking cried on this channel when we won the Champions League, and not just that. I've cried when we won the last time as well, Champions League, and other times, tears of happiness. And I'm pretty sure you've done it as well. All the ups, all the downs. We invest so much time on this football club on a day-to-day basis. We could do a lot of stupid, dumb stuff outside, but we choose not to. We come here, we talk about football, we talk about our football club, and we treat it like it's our baby, it's our family. And when someone talks about your family like this, but obviously you're going to be so mad. Like, how dare you talk about my family like that? Who gives you the right to talk down on us like this? I mean, this comment here from Nix, the fans carrying on shows one thing. The fans are just as sensitive as Lukaku. Move on. I don't know about you, PYS. I've, as you said, in Twitter Spaces, I've heard a few people, they're trying to put this under the table. For me, I'm sorry, man. I can't put this under the table. I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry. With that comment, no, because he indirectly attacked Chelsea fans by saying Inter Milan fans are the best. So how do you expect this not to be hurt? Like, I go to games, I scream this guy's name. I've had bad throat from shouting, you know, Chelsea chants all game, and that includes him. We put so much energy into this team that for you to go and say Inter Milan fans are the best, how do you think that makes Chelsea fans feel that go to games, that go to, you know, stay up crazy hours like you, Miz, and dedicate your sleeping time really for Chelsea, for a club like for you? We support you. How do you expect us not to be hurt? You know, fair enough. If you want to attack the club, then, you know, we can be uproared about that, but attack the fans, that's even worse. Don't you dare say Inter Milan fans are the best. If you think that, keep it to yourself. But how do you think that makes us feel when we scream your name? When we scream, when we
we put
scream
your
support
jersey
for
on,
you?
when we buy your jersey
Yeah,
and put
when
it
we
on.
buy your t-shirts, when we stand outside the ground, outside near the hotel, and wait for your car to come out. Like, fans do that. I saw a video the other week of someone say, oh look, I seen Lukaku. Wait, he waited. He delayed the train journey home to try and get a picture with Lukaku and try and get a picture with Tuchel and all the cars that come out. So yeah, I think it's just the indirect attack at the fans is crazy. And there's another comment that I want to address here quickly before we move on. It says you are correct, but what about Tuchel, who says Lukaku isn't fit enough to start? Meanwhile, he was fit to start. You need the truth before concluding. No, I'm sorry, disagree. I disagree. Tuchel will go on the fitness staff's advice. The fitness staff and Tuchel are more reliable and more able to make decisions than a player. Players are obviously going to say they're fit, even though they aren't. I've done it. I've played football. I had an Achilles injury for 2 years. I wanted to play through the pain. You know what I mean? It happens. Lukaku, you can say you're fit and you're not really fit. Lukaku, you're not a medical advisor,
Bro,
mate.
he wasn't fit. We saw when he came on against Man
We saw
United.
it.
We saw against
West
Watford.
Ham
He
United,
wasn't
bro.
fit.
West Ham United. He didn't move. He didn't move.
Yeah.
He didn't move. He stood there like a stick, like
Yeah,
a
he did.
stone. You know what I mean?
There
And
was no pace. People were calling him, he put on weight.
yeah, it's ridiculous. And you can tell he wasn't fit because in the previous games, he's been pressing more. He's been pressing and running more. And, as well, for him to doubt the system as well and say, oh, Tuchel's used a new module. Like, this is where I get onto what was he promised in the summer then, Miz? Because I'm pretty sure Tuchel would have said, we're going to play this system or this system.
Of course.
I don't get it.
Did you not have the conversation then? Like,
Yeah,
tell me your game plan.
Is it a mix up between agents or Czech or whoever's telling him, this is what a plan for this season is? Like, what did you expect? Did you expect the 3-5-2 all season? We didn't play that last season all season. So why would you expect that this season? You know what I mean? Like, what's your problem, man? It's
Bro,
disgusting.
do you think Thomas Tuchel, and this is a question that I want to give out to the live chat as well and to PY as well. Do you reckon Thomas Tuchel actually wanted Lukaku or he wanted Haaland? Like, I'm a bit confused about this whole
I
situation.
don't know. This is what I said as well. We don't get this information. We don't. We get certain information where, Tuchel would like Declan Rice or would like Adama Traore. I think Matt Law revealed that. But, he never said Tuchel would like Lukaku or, he wants Lukaku. Of course he would like Lukaku because he's a great striker. But, it's... I don't know. We don't know the ins and outs. Again, just replying to my comment there, Global says he didn't move because Tuchel asked him to play a target man. You guys should find out the truth. 50-50. He didn't press. You can play as a target man and also move about side to side. Similar with Juventus, he wasn't fit. Global. I feel like you're defending Lukaku too much here, bro. You see in previous games, you can also play as a non-target man like previous games and also press and move around. He wasn't fit, bro. You can clearly see it.
Bro, you can be a target man, and as you said, you can still have explosive movement.
Yeah.
His movement was slow as a snail against West Ham, and it wasn't that great against Watford either.
Juventus as well. He basically backed up against Bonucci and Chiellini. And the fact is he's a very smart striker, so I refuse to believe that Tuchel would have just said, you know what, mate, post up on those two guys and don't, move around a bit. Don't try and offer us something different. Don't make runs, I'm sure. Oh, yeah.
Don't use your pace. Don't do that.
It's actually funny. Like, I'm sure a world-class manager like Tuchel would have just said, oh, yeah, stand there all game, mate, and try and score a goal. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Don't use that excuse. Come on.
I mean, this is a particular manager that likes a fluid front three. And now we're going to believe the fact that he told Lukaku, mate, just stand there like a scarecrow. Just don't move. Just stand there. Come on, man. No, I don't believe it either one bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move into the lineups now. This is going to be quite interesting. I'll be honest with you. I'll put it straight up there. I don't want to put Lukaku in the starting lineup. I think Thomas Tuchel will start him, and that's fine. I'll back Thomas Tuchel. But I'm just mad that there's no apology at least to the Chelsea fan base that, look, I'm sorry that I've created such a chaos, which he has. And it doesn't take that. It's not that difficult to come out and just say sorry. But as PYS
Miz
said, his
as
ego
well.
is too big. He will never do
Miz
that.
as well. One more thing. If you don't believe this is as big as it sounds or we're making it out to be, David Ornstein said Chelsea was sent into crisis management mode. Crisis management mode. Like, what does that even mean? That sounds crazy to me. They tried to find out what took place. They filed for accurate translations. They wanted to know his motives. Like, crisis management mode for me sounds like they heard about this and they jumped off their chairs and started making phone calls, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Jumped off their chairs.
It's like I can't believe some people are like, oh, this is just a blip. Like, he's got a bit. If the thing is as well, he has to face some sort of disciplinary action for this, because otherwise it's another case of player power where more people are going to come out and talk to their agents and be inclined. Oh, Lukaku didn't get punished for that, so maybe I can try it on a bit. Maybe I'll say I want to leave, or maybe I'll go to a media station and start chatting a load of rubbish. Like, do you remember when William did it as well with Conte and he covered up the emojis and people were angry? Like, I'm pretty sure William was like,
angry.
I'm pretty sure William would have faced some sort of action for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I just to not even come out and explain. Like, maybe he will come out tomorrow after the game. Maybe they'll interview him and he'll explain himself and say sorry. But still, if the club are strong, they either bench him tomorrow, they get Tuchel to bench him, or he faces disciplinary action. Because Miz, I don't know what you think, but even if he comes out and says sorry, do I believe that? Do I just think that's PR? You know what I mean?
I don't believe it. I wouldn't believe it, but at least it's something. Do you know what I mean? At least you can say, okay, he's done this. I can now at least back him. Because honestly, PYS, if I see him in the starting lineup, which is probably what we're going to do, we're probably going to see it, I'm not sure how I can cheer for him, bro. How am I going to cheer for him? How do I cheer for this guy, bro?
Yeah, I agree. I just hope he scores for Chelsea. Whereas before, I celebrated Lukaku goals for him as well. I wanted him to be up there in Golden Boot. I don't care about that anymore. I don't care. I couldn't care if he won a Golden Boot next season, because he's already made his, like, with this interview, it's not like a one-off thing where some of the statements can be
look at this, bro. Inter Milan
ways.
fans in our streams, bro.
Yeah, it's not a one-off thing where you can perceive comments different ways. He's clearly said Inter Milan fans are the best. That sticks with you. That can't change. He said that now. You've laid your bed now. You can't change that. If you said, oh, I'm sorry, Chelsea fans are the best. No, because you said Inter Milan's the best first. That's clearly what you believe. So, you can't change that. You've laid your bed.
But I'm convinced he didn't want to leave. I know he also said that, but I'm absolutely convinced he didn't want to leave Inter. And Chelsea was a last resort. If he wanted to leave, he would have gone to Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or Barca. And he was really looking for that contract extension. He really enjoyed his life at Inter Milan and in Italy. And it was like, okay, I'm not getting that contract extension. I'm not getting the money that I deserve. Ooh, hello, Chelsea.
Can we also have a round of applause for Lukaku for not only pissing off Chelsea fans, but not actually having your desired outcome, which was to get back on Inter fans side, because you've actually also just made another banner for you where they don't even care about you. So well done to Lukaku. Well done. Your mission couldn't be more unsuccessful if it tried.
Your mission blew up in your face like none other. I need to bring that up before we go into the lineups, because it's that guy, Nara Zuri or whatever. Let me just see if I can bring his... where is it? Because that one was a quite telling one as well. You guys need to see this. You want to tell us to move on, right? Some of the fans in the live chat telling us to move on, and so look, this is what Inter Milan fans are saying. This is straight outside the stadium. Inter Ultras aren't impressed by Lukaku's apologies. This is the banner that they've got out. Have a look. This is the banner, and this is the translation to it. It doesn't matter those who run away in the rain. It matters who stays in the storm by Romelu. Do you not understand how deep that is? It's huge. That statement is huge. They don't give a damn about this particular player. All right, let's get into the lineup. We'll talk about Jurgen Klopp testing positive straight after this as well. I think it's interesting to talk a little bit about Liverpool, of course. That's the match coming up. This is the lineup that we're going to go through right now, the predicted lineup. PYS, I'll let you take care of the keeper and the back three first, and I'll let you know if I agree with it as well. Mendy, of course, let's lock this down. I think this is Mendy. You don't.
Yeah, last game before AFCON. So hopefully performs really well. Huge game for Mendy. Been a bit. Not sure if the comments or the live chat agree, and if you agree, but I think he's been a little bit suspect recently in terms of like on the ball, in terms of like I know he's played good sweeper keeper in terms of coming out off the line and things like that, but I don't know. Like I'm not saying he was at fault for the Brighton goal. Of course, no, he was right in the corner. No. But I'm just saying, in terms of on the. I don't know. I don't think he's been
West Ham.
secure.
Do you remember the West Ham game?
Yeah. The West Ham game was obviously a one-off, but I'm just thinking, like, in general, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not getting the same vibe.
Against Brighton, the amount of times he went long, he wasn't confident to build up from the back. Like he wasn't feeling confident, and that's okay. But you're right. He's been a bit weird. I'm not going to blame him for the goals we're conceding because not all of them are really his fault. It's just that one-off West Ham one. But he doesn't look so confident all of a sudden in the back when he gets pressed. I think that West Ham game kind of rattled him a little bit, especially when that pass came from Jorginho to him. And he had enough time to clear it, even though that pass wasn't good. Let's be honest, that pass was not good. But Mendy had enough time to clear it. But that extra touch that he took and the way... I think it was Jared Bowen who absolutely mauled him. That kind of rattled Mendy a little bit. So, no, I completely hear what you mean, bro. But Mendy starts nonetheless. Kepa is going to be a good backup come AFCON time when Mendy goes after this particular match. Who's your back three, bro?
Wait, before I say this, we're on like 100 likes. There's like 400 people watching, guys. Smash the like button. Smash the like button because I know I don't do YouTube, but apparently Lawrence tells me it really helps out like the algorithm and all that. So
it does.
If you're enjoying, guys, smash the like button. But yeah, back three. I'll go with Rudiger. Silva, I believe, is going to be fit. So Rudiger, Silva, and
is he actually fit, bro? Is Silva actually fit?
Yeah. Tuchel said earlier, as long as anything don't flare up, he should be fine to play. And I mean, with the risks that Tuchel's having to take, I think he will start. So yeah. I'll go with Chalobah as well. I know he got outbeat for the goal, but I think with Christensen's contract situation as well, I mean, do you start him? I don't know. He's been good, by the way, Christensen. I thought he was good before he got taken off.
I think Chalobah's season has been better than Christensen this season.
Yeah, so. I think Christensen's been good, but Chalobah overall has been very consistent and impressive. Yeah. And I also think Christensen's suffering a bit with back pain as well, so I wouldn't really risk him, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Christensen did get subbed off in the last game with back issues, and that's the other thing, man. Christensen just picks up these little injuries here and there. It is what it is. Yeah, I agree. This is the back three that I'd go. I'm just a bit concerned with the Silva. I hope he's fit. We need him, man. Against Liverpool, we so badly need him. This is the back three that I'd go with. Boy, oh boy. PYS, your left wing back and right wing back, bro.
It's actually interesting because I was going to go with a kind of like a 5-3-2 formation tomorrow, or like a 5-3-2.
Two strikers. You're going to go with like this.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I know people would disagree, but I think tomorrow we're going to have to win the midfield battle, and I think with my right wing back choice, I think it will almost become sort of like a free. And you'll see. So my right wing back is going to be Hudson-Odoi, and my left wing back.
Interesting.
Yeah, my left wing back is going to be Alonso. Obviously, I mean, who else? I mean, he's going to play. I don't want him to play, but it's going to be Alonso. And what I'm going to do.
Every time we talk about Alonso, like,
yeah. So obviously, because of this system, even in like a 5-3-2, as you'd say, Hudson-Odoi will naturally push up more, and kind of be that sort of winger, as a sense, down the right hand side. I just think playing like a 5-3-2 will be more. I think it'll be more beneficial. I think we can get a result this way. I don't know with the 3-4-3 at the moment. I'd like an extra midfielder in there. I think it's more tactical reasons. I'd like 3 midfielders in there to really beef up the midfield. And I know some fans think Pulisic, but personally, I think Hudson-Odoi is better in the right wing back role. And I'd like to play him further forward, guys. But I think last game, I don't know. I think he's lacking confidence. I think maybe he should try sort of.
Essentially, this
try
is what
some
you would
different
want to
positions.
see, right? This is what you probably want to see. Like, even though, Cho is going to be a wing back, but
Yeah,
we
it's
want
kind
him
of
to be here.
it's kind of going down the side and building up from that way and sort of really attacking them as well, because I think Robertson's injured, so I think if we can get down that side, especially with Chalobah as well.
Bro, Tsimikas is no mug, bro.
Yeah, no,
Tsimikas
he's
is
good.
no
He's good, but he's not Robertson for me. I think
Yeah.
Robertson's been one of the standout, consistent left backs for just in the Premier League. I really rate Robertson, so I think if we can get
he is.
Chalobah progressing down that side as well with the ball, I think could be a decent sort of overload we could create, especially with the midfielders as well. So yeah, if you want to go to the 3 midfielders,
Yes,
should we
let's
do
do
that?
the. I mean, look, I agree with you with the wing backs 100%. Let's go with the 3 midfielders, bro.
Yeah,
Your
so
choice.
my left centre mid, Kovacic on the left hand side. In the middle, Jorginho, and on the right hand side, Kante. And that's why I want to create overloads down the right hand side with Kante, with Hudson-Odoi, with Chalobah. I think it'll be too much for them to handle, and getting crosses in the box that way.
I agree with you, bro. I'm with all the issues Kante has had recently with injuries, picking up little knocks here and there. This is the game that I wanted him to start undoubtedly, and he will definitely start. I completely understand, PYS, what you mean by having that control in midfield with Kovacic, Jorginho, and Kante. I will have to go with that as well, and playing 2 up front. Jorginho to basically help out with the build-up, one-touch, tempo to control in midfield as well. Kovacic should drive from deep. Kante just go out there and seek and destroy, and also obviously help out in attack because he does that. He's been doing that in Thomas Tuchel's system, and also we've seen it whenever he's played this sort of RCM sort of role, box to box. Now, I completely agree. Before I get into talking a little bit more about the midfield, I do want to ask, you did mention that you'd want Cho to be an outlet, and that makes sense because at the end of the day, you can't just have the 2 players up front to do everything. We've seen against Man City that did not necessarily work out. You do need an outlet to help out and assist, and I can understand what you're saying with Cho going forward. I do want to ask you, PYS, do you want Alonso to be a little bit more reserved tomorrow, knowing that there's Salah on that side? You don't want him to be he, and then a counter comes up, and then you leave bad boy Rudy all by himself.
He's got to play smart. The one thing I'm hoping is Alonso usually, I don't know why, but he's got something where he usually has a good game against Salah, which is weird. Because you'd think it'd be the complete opposite. And Rudiger as well. I think if Alonso does go forward, I mean, Rudiger is very, very aggressive. So I think if he has a good game, he could stop those counter-attacks. And I think with the right-hand side, people were mentioning Mane. First of all, Liverpool fans think he's been very, very bad lately. And second of all, Kante is on that right-hand side to help back defensively as well. He's not just, if Hudson-Odoi pushes up, Kante will sort of drift into Hudson-Odoi's position as well. And on the, if we get a counter-attack, Kante's got that natural instinct to go back and track Mane. So
you remember that Real Madrid game last season where Kante was part of that counter so many times, opening up.
Yeah, he's so key for Smith. He's so key. And this is why I get so annoyed when he gets injured, because if Kante's playing every game, man, I believe we can win the game because he's so influential. The thing is as well, I get annoyed when people say, "Oh, he's so influential for going back." He's also so influential going forward. Like his dribbling is brilliant. His dribbling's amazing. Bro.
What about when he receives the ball and does a turn?
He's so progressive. I don't like. There was a game where he came on. I think. What game was it? Oh my God! There was a game. I know
which one you're talking about. Recent one where against Brentford, how he changed the game.
Brentford, that's it. Yeah, he literally he was like a striker, bro. He was mad.
Bro, he changed the game, bro.
He was driving that ball
Barkley off and brought in Kante, and game changed.
Yeah, he brought so much energy. He was driving that ball forward, putting it into the middle. His agility is just so key for us, getting out of tight spaces. That's why I'm a big fan of Kovacic as well, because I believe he's just so progressive, so important for getting forward. And I think as well, just playing that 3 in midfield, if we can really win that battle, I think we can. I don't want to say it, but I think we can win the game. I think we can. I think we can pull a shock off. As long as we're not too tired, like the Brighton game, if we're, we've had a few more days now. If we play at our top level, we can still win the game. We've got enough players to beat them.
Bro,
Leicester beat
100%
them,
we've
bro.
got the...
Leicester
We've
beat
got
them.
the...
Leicester
Yeah,
aren't
bro.
good. Leicester aren't good. They're not good. They're a decent
Bro.
team, but they're not like that good. They're not us. We dominated Leicester.
But I'll be honest, bro. Leicester should have lost, bro. they got so lucky, bro. Liverpool.
True, but also you have to get lucky in any game usually to win the match. In most games, I don't think we'll control the whole game. We're going to have to get lucky to win, but if we play well, also we can win. So I think if we find the right balance, we'll win the game. And I think even if we don't, this formation allows us to at least get a draw, in my opinion. I don't see a way where if we play this formation, they cut through us like Brighton did. I just don't see it happening. It's not, if you think of their midfielders, they've got Henderson, you've got Naby Keita.
Yeah.
I mean, Kovacic, he's no match for Kovacic or Kante. Henderson's not going to be going forward. And who else would they play? Like maybe Ox? Something like that?
Yeah, probably Ox, because I think Fabinho's out. He's injured. You know what? Let's just... What's going on with Liverpool? Liverpool... Is there any... hold on. Is there any, like... Surely there must be some sort of Liverpool news or Liverpool...
I think is it Anfield edition, or maybe is it them guys? I'm not... I saw a lineup earlier that some Liverpool account posted, but I'm not sure it's them. Anfield something, definitely.
Anfield.
Is it edition?
Anfield Watch?
Could be.
They're all verified as well. This is Anfield Wrap. Let's go to Anfield Watch.
Yeah, there's one of them that always posts a predicted 11.
Stat for... Oh, no, I can't show that image. I'll get banned. Where is it? Having to Jurgen Klopp and Curtis Jones
I think they're more of a news account. I'm pretty sure it was
1 hour ago, bro. They post a lot.
Yeah.
We're gonna find something. Don't worry. Can't show that. Scout VAR.
Maybe I'll try and find it as well.
See if you can. Oh, here we go. Is this it? They would understand. Still have enough senior outfield players. Oh yeah, they've got a lot of this testing positive situation, don't they? The disease. Liverpool also without first 5-team players: Thiago Alcantara, Divock Origi, Takumi Minamino, Nat Phillips, Harvey Elliott due to injury. Klopp is out as well, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. He's not going to be in the sidelines. Confirmed.
Yeah, it's definitely not that page.
Sadio Mane. All right, we'll wait till PYS finds that page. Let PYS do his madness. He's the one with the news. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Jose, hopefully I pronounced that right. Sharp money is on Chelsea tomorrow. Turbo Timo is unstoppable. Wow. I don't think Timo Werner's starting, though. He just came back, so I don't think he's going to be fit enough to do this. But I do appreciate the super chat, my man. And I do like your... the backing for Timo Werner. This is another player, man. He gets so much flack from the Chelsea fan base. You don't see him starting an interview on the side and talking his honest talks, basically. PYS, front two, bro.
Mount and Havertz, I think, for me. If Havertz is fit, I think Mount and Havertz. Although I do want to state, I think Lukaku will start. Nizar Kinsella already said he's expected to start. So usually that's kind of like a leak that they get and say expected because they can't exactly say starting. Like it's kind of the language that they use. But yeah, I think those two. Again, Mount can always drop in and make a 4 and we could really, defend if we needed to.
I mean, not just defend. He could be like that and then have it. And then you get players like, Callum. And then maybe at that time, Alonso can join in.
But also, you can pretty much go back to your normal formation as well with this because you could have like Mount out on the sides and then on the left hand side, and then you could kind of compact the midfield like that and have Chalobah like that, almost Jorginho sitting deeper. So I think this formation works both ways actually, and it gives Tuchel the more tactical versatility that fans want to see. And it's not to say that. It's not to say that we can't start with 3-4-3 and go 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, but I don't know. I'd like to see us be more compact from minute one this time.
But people don't understand how flexible tactically we are. They think it's always just three at the back. As you can already see, if we push Callum up, Chalobah shifts, and then it literally becomes four at the back. Chalobah ends up being a right back, and then Kante is there to protect as well. Kovacic is there too. So, yeah, anything is possible. Anything is possible. It's not like we just play with the three at the back like this on a regular basis. It's not that. With and without the ball does matter. I have to admit, this is probably what I would go with. There's a few names for Ziyech, yep, but I don't really know what the situation is with Ziyech in terms of that injury. He did pick up that back injury, I believe it was against Wolves, where he got taken off in the second half. And since then, there's been no news. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Ziyech and Havertz as well. Like, I wouldn't mind that, because I think Mount hasn't been that great in recent times. He's played a lot of games as well. But the thing with Mount you're going to get is that engine. You're going to get someone who's going to run their hearts out. And you need someone who can cover a lot of ground if you're going to play with two up top. Is Ziyech going to be able to run around like that? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to just isolate Havertz. Havertz needs some help. I'm with PYS. And I've said it. I don't want to start Lukaku. I think he will start. And do you know what? Like, we'll just put Lukaku in here anyway. I think he will start, but I don't want him to start. I need some sort of punishment to happen. The Teenage Aspie, thank you so much for this magnificent super chat. You've been one of the biggest supporter of this channel. As of right now, Chelsea fans are realizing how they were helping Lukaku destroy them inside through simply fighting for him. Big up Miz. PYS is also superb analyst, very confident and well-spoken. Enjoy these £30 on me. My man, thank you so much.
Great donation. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I need to shout PYS. This super chat belongs to PYS just as much as it belongs to this channel. And don't you worry, PYS. 2022, I'm going to come to London and I'm going to treat you lunch or treat you some drinks. That's for sure. Don't you worry. Okay, PYS got that at Anfield talk. Okay, at Anfield talk. Let's just bring this up.
Yeah, the Anfield talk. I think they are. The Anfield talk. The at the start.
Anfield talk.
Yeah, they've got like a predicted 11. There you
go. All right, let's just bring this up. Let's see. They got 78,000 followers, so okay, they know their stuff. Where is it? Not surprised. Oh, here we go. The predicted 11. Okay. Mane up front. Jota, Salah, Keita, Henderson, Fabinho. I thought he's injured. Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Konate, Alexander-Arnold, Keller. What's happened with Alisson?
Supposedly got the disease.
Oh, I see.
So that's a big one as well. That's a huge one.
Big one. That's huge, bro. That we can hope. But who's going to shoot long range for us, bro? No one does. So I don't know how much of a difference that is. PYS, what do you think about this lineup, man? Keita, Henderson, Fabinho in the middle.
Yeah. Again, though, I think it's a lack of speed in that midfield. I think we can combat that. I know we've got Jorginho, but I think we counter that with Kovacic and Kante.
Yeah, we do.
And I don't know. I believe we win that midfield battle. I really, really do. Obviously, the front three is a major danger. I think Jota is a fantastic finisher. That's why if he's playing in the middle, that's why I want Silva to start, because
he scares me more than Firmino. He really does.
Yeah, like as well. Obviously, Salah, Mane, any day they can turn up, but I just believe the main one actually will be in the middle in terms of they get a lot of cutbacks as well with the way they play. So
they do.
We're going to have to be sort of so defensively aware. And I think if you're thinking defensively aware, then it's obviously Thiago Silva. Like he's so composed, so like even I think sometimes I think it was the Brighton game actually just now, or maybe the game before where they were getting in behind us, but Thiago Silva was almost, he used his pace so well in terms of like coming across and just.
Bro, you're so right. Thiago Silva didn't have the best game against Brighton. He really didn't. That was probably one of the very few ones where he didn't have a good game. You're right, bro.
It might not be that game then. It was another game, but I'm thinking of 100%. They were getting him behind us, I think, a lot.
Leeds, was it Leeds that they were getting behind us?
I'm pretty sure it was an away game. I can't remember now.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking.
But
I know
anyway,
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anyway,
I know what you're talking about.
Silva was very, and he's always been like this. He uses his pace very well. It's like John Terry. He's very he doesn't get shook. He doesn't get out of position. He's always very calm. You know, doesn't give away handballs as well. He had his hands behind his back. I remember. I can picture it in my head. You know,
Yeah.
he was a very classy defender. He is. He's very, very good.
No, 100%, man. Thank you so much for the super chat once again, Joe Willa. To everyone that's been providing the super chat, thank you massively. Happy New Year to each and every one of you guys. Not just the people that have been providing super chat, to each and every one of you. Over 400 live. I mean, you guys wanted PYS live. You guys were shouting for it yesterday on the premiere that I had for Lukaku. We're here, and you guys are here in big numbers. Smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to 200 straight away. I mean, the stream deserves 200 likes while we're there. So let's get there.
It was the Aston Villa game,
It was the Aston Villa game. Right, that's it. It was the Aston Villa game.
Yeah.
Ja Willa, great analysis as always, calm, measured perspective. My man, appreciate it massively. This is the predicted lineup. I mean, yeah, that front three is the big worry. Going back to our lineup, score prediction, PYS.
I'm not gonna lie, I have been saying 1-1 all the time, but I think it could also be 2-1 to Chelsea. So I'll go 2-1 Chelsea. I'll be positive, but I do believe this game, especially if we play this formation, I think does smell a bit of a draw. But I'm going to be positive and go 2-1 because I think with Klopp out, and I'm not to say it doesn't, you know, of course it's, I mean, you look at the way Arsenal play, they didn't have Arteta. They played really well. It can also be a good thing that you don't have a manager because it's more motivation.
Gerrard wasn't there for Aston Villa and we smoked them.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, it's still a miss not having your manager at the ground with you, and the fact that if they don't have Alisson as well, you know, got to get some shots off at this keeper. Really do. I want us to get the first goal, Miz. Get the first goal. Try and get it early, preferably. Maybe, you know, I don't care how it comes from. If it's another corner goal, I don't care.
But corner penalty, I take it all. I don't care. Own goal, I don't mind.
We got to win this game because, you know, at the very least this season, just finish second. Just finish second this season.
I don't want to dogfight with Arsenal for top four. I really don't.
And to be honest with you, I don't believe that will happen unless this month goes horribly. I still think we've got enough quality to get points on the board and just keep the points going up and up and up. But we've got to stop the draws, man. Like tomorrow, if we get a draw, fair enough because it's Liverpool. But you know, I think we've got like Spurs in the league coming up. We've got to beat Spurs in the league. We've also got
Spurs 3 times this month. We've got Spurs 3 times.
We've got to do a job on them in the Carabao Cup as well. So, I think it's going to be a huge game tomorrow. If we can get the win, it's going to give us a lot of confidence. I think it's a huge game.
No, fair enough, man. Yeah, look, I'm going with. Oh man, I'm going with a 0-0, man. I'm thinking it's going to be one of those games where I don't know what the mindset's going to be for our players. Like, I really don't know how they're going to feel about all the stuff that's happened with Lukaku. Obviously, lots of injuries as well. No proper wing backs, so we're going to have to do with makeshift wing backs again. I'm worried. One part of me is worried that are we going to get slapped up because it kind of feels like it's all winding up to a mad slap up tomorrow. That's going to be so disappointing on Thomas Tuchel. Everyone's going to come for his head after that.
Let's counter that though as well. I mean, we usually thrive on chaos. So Chelsea Chelsea don't make sense. They never have made sense. So don't be surprised if we win like 3-0 tomorrow or something stupid. Honestly, it doesn't make sense. We don't make sense. Like I'd said earlier, I said in one of my replies, I was like, Alonso dagger from a free kick. Like, it's just inevitable. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we don't make sense. When things are going well, we play bad. When things are going bad, we play well. So, I mean, who knows? I'm slightly excited for tomorrow, but I mean, that could be famous last words. We could get an absolute battering.
By the way, your best friend, PYS.
Bro, don't start me on that, bro. Don't start. You know
your
what's
best
funny
mate's playing tomorrow. He's referee.
You know what's funny is he's the referee, right? He hates Chelsea. Paul Tierney is the VAR, and he hates Liverpool. He hates Liverpool. So who wins it? I made a joke by saying that Taylor's going to shut off his VAR mic and pretend it's not working. So
he's going to make all the decision on field, bro. No VAR.
Yeah, like one of the goals is offside, but technical issues. Goal Liverpool sort of thing. But
at least he can't red card Reece James because Reece James is injured.
Oh,
so that's a positive.
The worst thing is this weekend so far has been a whole sort of referee show. Patrick Vieira's been yellow.
That Arsenal referee did a madness on Arsenal, bro.
Also, Patrick Vieira's been yellow carded after the game today by having a go at the ref. So, I mean, you've got a Saturday lineup, and then the Sunday lineup, you've got bloody Anthony Taylor and on the centre of attention. So, oh mate, tomorrow's going to be a madness. It's going to be absolute madness for so many reasons.
I think Anthony Taylor is going to do something crazy, bro. He's going to send off one of our players. I'm convinced he will. He'll send some of us off, bro. I'm just so convinced, man. He's going to do a dirty on us. That's going to be the cherry on top with all the issues that we've had, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, look, man, I hope we get a victory. Honestly, I'm scared. I'm not going to lie. I don't generally get scared moving into games, but with everything that's been happening with the injuries, I don't know where the morale of the team is at. I thought we were in the upward trajectory after getting that victory against Brentford, Aston Villa. I just thought that maybe we're slowly getting over it. That Brighton draw, that was so deflating. And with Reece James gone as well, even more deflating. The fact that Liverpool, they still probably believe they can be in the race. They lost against Leicester. How they're going to come out, you will see. I'm going with the draw, but I wouldn't be surprised, as PY said, if we can get a sneaker victory. But at the same time, look, any result is possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we get slapped up as well. But I'm just worried. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about the team? I know a lot of people were asking for Lukaku. Look, he's probably going to start. I don't want him to start. PYS doesn't want him to start. He's probably going to start. And if that's what Thomas Tuchel wants, we back Thomas Tuchel at the end of the day. If they can clear out the situation, Lukaku has to deliver. If he's starting, he better bully Van Dijk and he better get some goals and help us win this game. And then we've got City after this as well. So it's mad. Actually, we've got Spurs in the middle and then we've got City. PYS.
And Chesterfield as well. In between all of that. Yeah, we got a lot of games. We've
got a lot of games. And against Chesterfield, honestly, I want to see more of Harvey Vell and that kind of stuff. I do want to use this particular comment because Fraser is one of the top supporters of the channel and does come here on a consistently basis. He's been screaming out loudly, putting it on caps as well. PYS, talk about Marina and the board refused to back Tuchel in January when FFP experts say we have 240 million to spend. I mean, look, take it away, PYS, bro. This is yours.
Well, let's give it this month, bro. I don't particularly like Marina. I don't particularly see why fans like her so much. I mean, she's good for the financials in terms of like accounts and things like that. And yes, she does get good prices sometimes, but she's done a lot of things like reject 50 mil for Willian. Our signings aren't the greatest. She takes a lot of time getting these signings done. I mean, she's not got as good a track record as people like to or are led to believe. Let's just say that. If you look into it deeper, we've had a lot of issues over the last few years in terms of transfer windows. We've signed a lot of dead wood as well, as people like to call it, which is not good.
We didn't give Tuchel a wing back, bro. How did he wanted?
We didn't give him the profile midfielder that also he needed. And by the way, just to say this, it's been confirmed by a lot of people, especially Simon Johnson, that we wanted to give Tchouaméni one more year in France, even though last summer he would have cost 35 mil, right? Yeah. We took the risk. We said, you know what? He's playing as good as last season as well, by the way. We just didn't take the risk. We said, you know what? We'll wait a bit. Now he's going to be double. He's going to probably be £60 million.
Yeah, bro.
So it's like, I don't know. They just baffle me.
He's Monaco's main player. He's Monaco's main player.
And he was last season. So why would you not buy him then when he's cheaper? Like, can someone make it make sense, please? And that would have allowed us this season to have another option. It would have allowed us maybe to change the system. Some say that it's
because we couldn't offload Ruben Loftus-Cheek, apparently.
It's just nonsense, man. I don't know. But yeah, to that particular comment, let's give it a month. Let's see what we do. Let's see if they back him. And by the way, in terms of the I don't know what FFP expert has said this, but no one really knows apart from the club what particular money we have to spend. That's all always kept behind closed doors. Some journalists will give a rough estimation in terms of, if they get a leaked sort of sum, but no one knows if we have 251.5 million or if we have 102.7 million. No one really knows that apart from the club and Romans. So we don't deal with the accounts. So don't listen to those guys.
No, 100%. Yeah, 100% don't listen to all of these FFP experts. Some of them have not even done accounting in their life, let alone talking about FFP and all that, budgets and whatnot. They don't even know what budget means. Thompson Jones, Mourinho only cares about net spend. Yeah, Chelsea in recent times have been a lot about the net spend, get players out, and that's only when we're going to bring players in. This is what we did with Lukaku as well, a whole heap of players. We did all right with the number of players we got out of our books. We need to do a lot more. Players like Barkley, they need to go. This is the month. They have to go. Fazid Ali, thank you so much for the super chat. Whatever happens, I don't want more injuries, please. Absolutely agreed. Any more injuries, we're finished. Like, seriously, we can't afford to have any more injuries. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us till the end of the show. We're only about 27 likes away from 200 likes for the stream. This will be amazing live. Let's get to 200. You guys, I can see the live chat has been popping off. So you guys have been enjoying it. We've got your bad boy PYS here. You wanted it. We've got him here. And we've had a fantastic stream. Smash the like button. Get those likes up to 200. PYS, some final thoughts, my man?
Just hope we win, of course. Very, very interested to see if they boo Lukaku or boo his name. Very, very interested because I don't know the outcome yet. I don't know. I sit in the Matthew Harding low. I'm not going tomorrow because I'm still kind of dodgy from the disease. But I mean,
have
the
you
guys
spoken
around
to any fans that you generally go to the match with? Like, have you spoken how they feel?
No, I only really see them when I'm there. But I do know, like, they can be very judgmental. So I don't know. A lot of fans are not on social media as well. This is one of the points I wanted to mention. This is if, like, I've just got a feeling like, what was I going to say? Like, some fans, a lot of the fans at Chelsea are older fans, right? So they get their information from places like Talk Sport when they're driving around in their cars and things like that. It's more old school. Well, if Talk Sport kind of they kind of remind me of a station that would like to twist things a bit and go in on players. So don't be surprised if a lot of people hate Lukaku, and it's warranted. But certain stations like that and places where they'd get their news from, they would probably only put the bad stuff up because that's what get listeners and things like that. So yeah.
And apparently PYS after the Brighton game, it wasn't very happy. Like, there was a bit of booze as well with the way we drew. And apparently there were some fights as well outside the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea is just, our fans are very judgmental at the ground. We saw that with Sarri. We saw that with Jorginho. We've seen that before. I've seen it with players like William, with Pedro. Even Costa at times caught heat in the second half of the seasons. A lot of people thought he wasn't trying enough. People didn't like that. So don't be surprised if he's booed. Let me just say that. Do not be surprised.
Oh my God. We are set for another day of drama tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourself up. Enjoy whatever time you have left for 1st of January. Enjoy the New Year's Day and whatnot. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this. We've just cracked 200 likes. So thank you so much once again for getting us to that particular milestone. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Thank you so much for all the support, the comments. You guys have been magnificent. Hopefully Chelsea can turn this around, ladies and gentlemen, get a victory, get that morale up. We'll see what happens with the Lukaku situation. Make sure you follow PYS. He is unbelievable in Twitter at the moment with news and even on match day. This guy, I don't know where he pulls out all these tweets from. He must have like several different screens on. He's got quotes from here, there, everywhere, Prime videos. This man's probably got like about multiple, PYSs beside him just working along in the
Twitter, bro. The information spreads. It comes to my timeline. I search things. The Lukaku quotes were crazy. They really were. I wanted to get on that because,
bro, you were one of the first ones, if not the first one.
I woke up early because I knew the second half was coming out. I thought if I get up and this is bad, like, First off, I'm going to be annoyed, so I want to tweet out my opinions, but I want to get the quotes out there because, I tell you what, I want to get the quotes out there if they're bad because it needs to be spread. It needs to be spread. Do not let this guy off the hook if the quotes were bad. That was my thinking. So I got those quotes out there, and Lukaku wanted a message. I put the message out there as well from his messages. So you know what I mean. I wanted to get them out there because you shouldn't just not. You shouldn't just read them. They should be spread, not just by me. They should have been spread by more accounts as well. So yeah. I mean, yeah. I do. I try and do a lot of things. Quotes. Match their opinions. I obviously just generic opinions.
And your website as well.
Yes,
you're writing up some really good stuff as well.
Yeah. That's one thing. If there was just a plug for anything, just my website, because a lot of things are going to go on there in the future.
I'll definitely put it in the description, but I just want to quickly show everyone as well, just because right now, because literally I woke up 20 minutes before this stream started, so I wasn't fully prepared with my description. But if you want to go to the website, PYS put up a particular article yesterday.
I wrote that up last night. It's basically just a reaction. It's a reaction for a lot of the fans and just sort of a cover for people that didn't really see the information last night. So I explained what happened and then gave some reaction from one of our writers. I've got like a meet the writers section. Those guys write for me. I've got a tactical analysis Euro expert who's very, very good. So he's very good for the targets that could come from foreign leagues. So in the near future, if someone like Serginho Dest, for example, if we get closer to him, I'll probably write an article up with him, basically analysing his game and things like that. And people can use that to sort of judge their opinion on him rather than just Twitter and stuff. So, that's kind of the reason why I did the website. I also, one last thing, I want to get some transfer exclusives from CFC News page on my website. I'm working with him at the moment, although he is working with Demarcio, but I'm working with him.
CFC News page from Instagram.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, wow, congrats, bro.
Yeah, so I'm good friends with him, so hopefully I can work with him.
Nathan G-Sing or something? Nathan
Gissing or Gissing. Yeah. But he's gone to Twitter now, so I'm hopefully you can get some inside scoops this transfer window, and hopefully we can get something up on the website.
No, 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just pinned the website for PYS that we've just showcased there. Please go out there, make sure you put it in your bookmarks or whatnot. Please go follow. PYS is going to do a lot of work. Follow me on Twitter as well. Ladies and gentlemen, keep smashing the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. We've hit 9,000. By the way, thank you so much for 9,000 subscribers. I've completely forgotten to thank each and every one of you guys. I'll put out a post very soon. Thank you so much to each and every one of you guys for 9,000 subscribers. We move towards 10,000. That's going to be a brilliant milestone. And it's going to be mad. I will share it quickly, but more will be talked about soon. Hopefully the disease situation cools down a little bit. But I will be there for Club World Cup. I'm going to Abu Dhabi and Dubai for 10 days with my entire family. I've got family over there. I've used to live in Abu Dhabi, so I will be covering Club World Cup over there. Hopefully it's going to be a madness. Vlogs, lives, the lot. It's in stadium. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So do look out for that during February. That's going to be quite mad as well. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Until next time, see ya.